welcome to another vlog. As you can see, I'm not in my car. I have started a car chat series and I didn't feel like going out to my car today. It's cold outside and I just did not feel like doing all the things to go out there. I just didn't feel like it. And for those of you who are new here, my name is Cheryl, or you can call me Coco, whichever one you prefer, boo. I prefer it too. So let's just get into, why I'm here right now. Being in my late 40s has really just, first of all, let me just say I am blessed to even have made it this far, because there are so many people who did not make it to even see 40. They didn't even make it to see 30. So it is a blessing to even be able to say that I am 48 years old. I turned 48 in June, on the 4th to be exact. I have learned so many things in my 40s. I have grown so much mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and I am just at peace with myself. I have so much genuine joy and happiness every day. Like, I'm not happy all day, every day. I have moments throughout my days sometimes where I'm just not in the greatest mood, and I try to do things to turn that around. But sometimes I just let myself feel what I feel, and I just sit in that and let myself just go through those emotions, and then I pick myself up and get on with my day. But what I did want to say is this: it's not it's not a disease to get older, to age. And a lot of people, you see a lot of things on, social media that make, poke fun at getting older. And, a lot of people are going out of their way to try to, like, not look their age. And I get it. I genuinely get it. And I feel like everyone has to do what's best for them. But one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to feel bad that I am aging. I'm not feeling bad because I'm perimenopausal. That's another subject that is just like so taboo, that I feel like there aren't enough conversations being had about menopause. And I don't understand why. I really don't understand why there aren't more conversations being had about that. It's it's kind of strange to me because it's a natural part of life. But I really enjoy being this age. Like, I feel so good. Even though I need to lose some weight, I still feel amazing. I feel better now than I did in my 20s and my 30s. So with all that being said, I wouldn't even want to go back to being in my 20s again. I just didn't know who the hell I was. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was a young mother. I was just lost. Like, I didn't know so much back then, but now I have come to know who I am. I know my purpose. I've known what my purpose is for a long time now. I just wasn't walking in it. I wasn't taking all of the necessary steps that I needed to take to thrive in my purpose. So, with that being a factor, I took a lot of wrong turns. And now that I have just completely asked God to take control of my life and to just do his thing, I just feel so much better. It feels so good to not have to constantly worry about things. Now when something is going on, I just give it to him. That just comes with a lot of trial and error of trying to do things on my own. And the fact that I continue to be blessed to wake up to see another year is just absolutely amazing to me, because it's just telling me that God is not through with me yet. He has a plan for my life, and I'm just here to just fulfill whatever plan that is, because that was already mapped out before I was even conceived. When I became a thought for him, that is when he developed his plan for me. And that's something that I had to realize. You know, we make plans for our lives, and not to say that we shouldn't plan, because, you know, you should have a plan for your life. You should. So you have some idea of where you're going. But for the most part, you can make a plan and God will just laugh at you because, baby, He has His own plans, and His plans are not ours, and ours are not His. So what happens is His plan becomes our plan because we become forced to follow it at the end of the day. Like, we just don't have a choice. And as much as you try to fight it, it's just not going to, it's not gonna, it's not gonna work. And if you see anything on my face, like, that looks crazy, like if you see some type of like, like gold looking, like, things on my face. I have on eye patches, under eye patches. They are snail repair under eye patches, and I wear these almost every day. So that's what I have on under my eyes right now. I almost forgot they were there, but because they're starting to dry now. When you first put them on, they're very wet and slippery, and that is the snail mucin that is on the eye patches. But anyway, I just, you know, I'm really grateful. Like, I am enjoying being this age. All of my kids are grown except for two of, you know, well, one is legally grown. She just turned 18 in July, but my youngest two children are 18 and 15. I'm a grandmother. So I'm just at a point in my life where I'm just trying to navigate life in my late 40s, navigate me approaching 50 in a couple of years. Well, I am approaching 50 now, but next year I'll be 49, so I'll be 1 year closer to 50. But I'm just trying to create a life of my own, create something for myself while I try to build the life of my dreams that will not only benefit me, but benefit my children and my grandchildren and their children. And, you know, just that's what I'm trying to do. Just build a legacy. And I have so many things that I'm working on right now. I have my podcast, I have a blog that I'm getting back to. I started a blog back in, I think it was like 2017, somewhere around there. And I was getting a lot of good feedback from that blog, but life got to life, and I left that blog when I left my YouTube channel. I started this channel in 2017, and I basically just abandoned it because I was going through so much. I just, I don't know. I just couldn't do it. I was, my mind, where I was mentally at that time was just a mess. So I came back to my channel over the summer, and I've been pretty consistent with uploading ever since I came back. And I think it was like August or somewhere around there. But yeah, I'm trying to do so many things. I'm on several other platforms. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok. And like I said, I have my podcast that I'm working on. I started that about 3 years ago, I think. I think it was three. Um, but I've had my podcast for a while, and it is on hiatus. I'm about to come back to that because I wanted to wait until I could transition into video, because right now it's just audio. And I have that I am, you know, about to come back to and start recording more episodes for. So I have a lot of things that I'm working on. Oh, and then I have my fashion styling foundations course that I am doing through Yellow Brick, which is a program that FIT has for people who are interested in the fashion industry. So I'm doing that, and I'm almost done with that. I think, I'm on my third mod. So I have 2 modules left. There's 5 modules in the program. I have 2 left. And after that, I will get a certificate from FIT through Yellow Brick. So that's something I am really excited about. And yeah, I'm just really trying to pick up all of my ducks and get them in a row. And it's really, that is, it's hard, but it's worth it. It's worth the effort. You know, it's really worth the effort. And I just really thank God that I am able to do these things. But I will say this: trying to keep up with all the platforms that I'm on is very difficult. I had to sit down and write out a schedule of how I'm gonna do content for all of these platforms because it is very, very taxing. It is hard when you decide you want to do content full time and you understand that you can't be like, if you start on YouTube and you understand you cannot just be on YouTube. I didn't start on YouTube. I started out on Facebook in 2009 and I now have 22,000, a little over 22,000 followers on Facebook. But yeah, YouTube has been my hardest platform to grow, but I'm not going to give up. You know, I've grown all of my platforms organically, but it is hard to keep up with that, you know, with creating content for every platform. But when you decide that you want to do content creation full time, you have to understand that you will be having to branch out onto other platforms. You're not going to be able to just stay on one because it's not going to be beneficial to you. It is amazing how YouTube can change your life. It's amazing that the things YouTube can do for you. And that is why I am staying consistent with recording and uploading, not just because I want to be monetized, but because I genuinely love creating content. I love doing what I do. And like I said, I do it on other platforms. So it's not just YouTube that I'm focused on. I am focused on putting myself out there as a content creator. You have to branch out. You cannot just stay stuck in one spot because you're doing yourself a huge disservice. You never know who's watching you. You never know what opportunities you could be presented with if you only stay on one platform. The thing is to find out which ones are out there, see how they work, find out all the different things they have going on their platform, and figure out which ones are most beneficial to you. Like on YouTube, I utilize long form content and shorts. I haven't gone live on YouTube yet because I just don't have enough subscribers, and honestly, it's something that I have to get comfortable with before I decide I want to do that. I haven't gone live on any of my platforms yet. I really have to get comfortable with that part of being on my platforms, but Facebook, I use Reels. I post every day. I on Instagram, I use Reels. I use Stories. Facebook, I use Stories too. I post like into the my feed on Instagram, and I cross post on Instagram. So whatever I post on Instagram, it automatically my stories on Instagram automatically post to Facebook. On Threads, I try to post a few times out of the week. Sometimes, you know, I might post every day. It just depends. But I am really trying to make the best out of the platforms that I'm on because I figured if I'm going to be on these platforms, I need to be doing something that is going to be worth my time, worth the time that I'm using to be on them. TikTok, I don't post in my stories as much as I should, but I do post regularly on TikTok. I do make content that is just for TikTok. Sometimes I might take something that I've recorded here on YouTube and repurpose it and put it on TikTok. And that's another thing, repurposing content. Don't be afraid to do it. Don't. Don't be afraid to do that. But yeah, it's just when I think about where I started on all of these platforms and my age, sometimes I feel like, wow, you are 48 years old and you are on all of these platforms. You have so many followers, and you really just don't care about your age. You're not letting that stop you. And that's what makes me proud, because a lot of people feel like once you get to be a certain age, like my age, this is something you shouldn't be doing, like it's just for younger people. But I am here to say that that is so far from the truth. And if you are in your late 40s, or even if you're in your 50s, this is something that if you really want to do it, just do it. Pick up your camera, press record, press upload, and keep the video there. The content that I was posting to this channel when I first started is still on my page. It's still there. And I wanted to delete it, but something just keeps telling me like, no, just leave it there, because I want to be able to, look back. Not that even that I wanted to be able to look back, but my mind was like, girl, you can look back. Once you start really growing this channel, you'll be able to look back and see your progress from then, from when you first started to your present time here on YouTube. And even now I look back at some of those videos and I'm like, oh my god, like the quality was terrible, the audio was terrible, my makeup was terrible, like everything was just so bad. It was so bad, so bad, so bad. Oh my god. Oh, it I cringe when I look at that content, because I'm like, girl, what? What were you doing? What were you doing? And what are you talking about? Like, why are you talking about this stuff? Knowing some of these things that you were putting out, you were just talking about this stuff because everybody else was. The only like genuine stuff on there that I really enjoyed talking about was like the hauls I did. Like I was talking about, certain clothes that I have bought, and my favorite like perfumes and body sprays, that kind of stuff in my Monday motivation or morning motivation, whatever it was. That stuff I was cool with, but the other stuff I was talking about, child, I was just talking about that stuff because it was trending. And one of those videos got like almost 2,000 views. And I was just like, wow, people really do like this kind of content. But I just wasn't happy with it. I didn't want to keep talking about that kind of stuff. Like, it was, when you talk about, when you react to other people's videos, I didn't have clips of other people's videos, but I would just talk about certain people on YouTube, like what they had uploaded, how crazy, their lives were with what was going on. Like my life was in shambles at that point, so I really didn't have any business talking about anybody else's life. But child, I was doing it, and you will not see um excuse me, you will not see that kind of content on my channel anymore. And excuse my nails, I need to do my nails. That's gonna be something I take care of later on today. So yeah, but back to my cringy content. Yeah, child, it was a mess. Okay, it was a mess, and whew, I don't know, and I just forgot about my coffee over here, and I bet it's cold. It's a little, it's getting there, but I'm not gonna let it go to waste. So I'm gonna drink it anyway. But yeah, it was just, I have noticed like when I go back and I look at that content and I look at the content I make now, I'm like, girl, you have come a long way with not just the quality, but where your mind is. Like, I just don't even care to talk about that stuff anymore. Like, I really don't even too much watch that kind of content anymore. Like, I might bring up something I've seen somewhere on social media that just I found like ridiculous or just very ignorant, but I'm not going to talk about anybody else's life, like make a whole entire video about something somebody else was doing on their channel. Like, I'm not ever doing that again. It is just absolutely insane. um for me, it doesn't make sense for me. Now, if other people want to do it, it's cool, but for me, it just makes absolutely no sense. And I don't care to do it anymore. I don't. I just want to talk about things that I love, things that I think other women can benefit from and find value in. So, yeah, that's basically what I'm going to be doing from, not this point on, because I've been doing it since I've come back. But yeah, because over here, I just want to talk about fashion and beauty and, um, lifestyle content. That's what I want to talk about. So I'm just still laughing because, oh my God, if y'all ever get the urge to go back and look at that content that's still on my channel from 2017, baby, your girl was out there bad. Like, I commended myself for starting this channel rather. I commend myself for starting this channel. I do, because it took a lot of courage for me to do that, especially in the place I was in, the space I was in mentally. It took a lot for me to do that. But now, I'm just so far grown from that who I was then. And I look back on my life, even in my 20s, and I'm so not that girl anymore. Like, I'm just not her. And I just want to hug on her and just, I just want to hug her and tell her that I'm sorry. Whew. And just tell her that it's gonna be okay. That it's okay. Oh my God, this is not what I planned to come on here and do and cry with my lovely gold under eye patches on, but y'all, I have been through the ringer for a long time. Whew. My mother died when I was 16 years old, and that is a crucial point in a young girl's life, because everything happens at 16 for a young girl. Like, so many things happen. And I still have my dad. Thank God my parents were married when my mom passed. My brother and I still have my dad. But, and I know this vlog is probably like all over the place. You're probably like, girl, what are you talking about? But I just, I had planned to just talk about life in my late 40s, but this is a part of it. And when my mom died, I was just really lost. Like, I was so lost. Like, I just felt like I just was out in the world, like wandering around like a lost soul. Like, I just didn't know how to navigate a lot of things. And since then, I have just been going through hell. And it's only been up until this like I would say last February, that I'm finally, like even a little bit before then, where like as I got into my late 40s, like once I turned 47 is when I really started to feel good about who I am and understand who I am. And not that I didn't know who I was, but like now I really know who I am and what I want. And I have just so much joy. And these tears are tears of reflection and just remembering where I was then, like mentally and spiritually, emotionally. Like, y'all, I was just lost. And if it had not been for God, if it hadn't been for the friends that I have, and just just having that village, um and don't get me wrong, God is everything. He is everything. But when you have a village, when you have people that you can really just count on, and people you can lean on and vent to, that means so much to people. That means a lot. There are people walking around here who have a trust nobody attitude, and because of all the things they've gone through, and that is such a lonely, miserable way to live. And I don't ever want to feel that. I don't ever want to feel like I can't trust anyone. I don't ever want that for myself. And I feel so sorry for people who go through life feeling like they can't trust people. It is just has to be the worst. It just has to be the worst. And I'm gonna wrap this up because I've given myself a headache with this crying, and I need to take my eye patches off. I did not intend to come on here crying. That wasn't my intention. But I told myself I was gonna come on. When I came back to my channel, I was gonna be real and raw and authentic, and I was gonna be the me that people would get off of camera. And this is me. Everything that you see on my channel is me. And I'm not making any apologies for it. I don't apologize for who I am, how I am, what I am. There are no apologies being made. I am unapologetically myself. And I used to water myself down to make other people feel comfortable, to make people want to accept me, to keep myself in a relationship, well, to keep a man in a relationship with me, I should say. I used to really water myself down, and now I just don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. You can just take me as I am, or don't take me at all, because I'm not gonna alter myself to fit into anybody else's box. I'm just not doing it. I don't even live my life in a box. So why would I live in someone else's? It's just never gonna happen. So these tears are real. That's just me. I am a very emotional person. I cry off of stuff on TV, movies. That is just who I am. I I probably get it from my mom because she was the same way. But I just thank y'all for watching. Whoever watches, whoever subscribes, I appreciate all of you. I appreciate the time you take to watch me, because you don't have to. You don't have to click. You don't have to watch for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You don't have to watch at all. So I just appreciate whatever time you give me. I'm just absolutely very grateful. And if you haven't done so already, and you like what I had to say in this video, and you want to see more of this face, this 48-year-old face, go ahead and press subscribe and hit that like button, and leave me a comment in the comment section, because I love to talk to y'all in the comments. So, and I do respond. I actually respond. So go ahead and do that now if you haven't done so already. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.